I'm Cheryl Arrington Kincaid.
I am Kendall Kincaid.
And our son Joshua was born at Ermac in the NICU October 2010. And he spent 50 days in the NICU.
And we would just like to tell you a little experience that we had here in the NICU while he was here.
We had so many questions about his experience. We were very fearful going into the NICU, and we wanted answers to our questions.
And I think a big comfort for us was to get those questions answered by asking the doctors day in and day out about his condition, health condition at the time. And once we continued to ask those questions and dug deeper and really understood what the doctor was telling us, we felt a little comfort there.
The doctors and the nurses were here to answer all of our questions as well as provide a level of comfort for us. Please understand that we did not go through our experience alone. With our faith in God, with the love and our relationships with our family and our dear friends, we were able to survive this experience.
You know, in seeing Joshua, our son, for the first time in NICU was a little frightening. I didn't know what to expect with him being there with a lot of tubes in him. I was very concerned. And again, I asked the doctors and the nurses what was going on. You know, the beeping noises from the machines. What are these machines were used for? And how are they helping him? So I continued to ask questions until I got answers that made me comfortable at the time.
For me, I wanted to make sure that I could hold him. Before he was born, we asked if he would be okay for me to hold. And of course, we got the standard answer that it could be a while. But we were very fortunate. We were able to hold him within days of him being born. Another question of mine with the fear that had set in initially, when could I, nurse him, if that was possible? That didn't take long either. He was a trooper from the onset, ready to go. He smiled at us even within hours of being born, which also provided comfort. We wanted to make sure that he could eat properly, just naturally feed, which was all just a comfort that he was going to be okay. Right or wrong, we're not the kind of family who readily accepts help, but we are usually the first ones there to give it to others who are in need. We had friends that came in to provide excellent support to us. Family as well, praying for us, providing meals for us upon release. We have a daughter, an older daughter, and she was here every day, but we had friends that would come in and pick her up for school. Friends also made sure that they returned her from school if we were here at the hospital. We had excellent support, and so we know that you shouldn't be afraid to allow your family and friends to provide you with loving support that you need, and just be okay with it.
And also, just to echo what my wife was saying, it was very difficult for us to accept help because we, in our marriage, we always did things on our own. We tried to, support each other, but at the time we had to just break down because we were still stretched so thin that we had to accept help, and that was fine. It was comforting at the same time. We had great people who helped us with meals, who helped again with child care that was mentioned, just for praying for us as well. I mean, it was such a big encouragement to us, and it helped us to get through it. And with our daughter Madison, we tried to keep things as normal as possible for her as well. I mean, we pretty much involved her in the whole process. We kind of explained to her what her little brother was going through. And Madison, by her being the princess that she is, she wanted to see where she could help out, and which was encouragement to us as well. And with the family and friends to help her, to take her to school and to, again, provide meals was encouragement as well. And Madison, she took it, she was very strong. She took this whole process and she wanted to be involved. She wanted to know how her little brother was doing, and day in and day out, she prayed for him because that was her little brother and she understood what was going on. So we wanted the Madison to continue with our activities. You know, I took her while my wife was here with Joshua to ice skating. I took her to ballet. I took her out to eat. We had one-on-one time. And we still had that relationship with her as well during this process.
And in addition to that, another thing that was very important to me as I was spending so much time here with our son, I made sure that I was home every night to read her bedtime stories and to snuggle with her. We prayed together, and we had lots of story time where we just wanted to make sure that she got a good night's rest, because the next day would be as long as the previous day. And she took it all in stride and understood and knew that we loved her just as much as we did prior to her son being born in the NICU.
And caring for each other, for your spouse, is very important as well. You know, at times I tried to find humor in things with my wife as well, and we tried to laugh about things, and it was tough, but I know she's my partner, and she's my friend, and we knew that with our support from each other that we was going to get through this. And so we really leaned on each other very, very hard. We held each other, we cried together, we hugged each other. I mean, we just knew that, you know, through the help of God, that we was going to get through this.
Well, the day had come that we were so excited to take our son home. I know when we first started the process in the NICU, I was one of the ones who said to our son's physicians, we will be here for as long as it takes, but we wanted to have him home by Christmas. And that was the goal that we were shooting for, to have him healthy and to have him home by Christmas. We were very, very fortunate to have him home weeks before Christmas. And upon being discharged, the doctors came in and said, "Why are the Kincaids still here?" And we simply said, as soon as you release us, we're ready to go home. It was one of the most wonderful days of our lives. We had a great time with having our daughter here when our son was discharged. She got a chance to hold him for the first time, which was extraordinary. She had seen him, obviously, all of those days we were here, but to have her hold him as well was extraordinary. And they're very close to this day, and we're just so thankful that we were able to take him home.
And I think for me, it was very exciting. It was a very exciting Christmas for us, and holding Joshua for me for the first time, you know, by him being so small, I thought I was going to break him. I didn't know what to expect. But once I got him and I snuggled him in my arms, I knew that this little boy was ours. This was a very special moment. And he was my buddy. It took some getting used to, you know, once we learned how to take care of him and to feed him and to change his diaper. It took some time, but once we got into the swing of things and just really got into a routine day in and day out, it came natural to us to care for our son.
And the good part, he didn't stay small for long. It's just amazing how quickly he grew and how happy he was from the beginning. And here we are 4 years later. He's extraordinarily tall for his age, and he's very intelligent. And, you know, I love to tell him he will be taller than I am by 5th grade. So we're very grateful to have him in our family.